Woo! Hello. Happy Sunday. I hope your weekend has been going well for you so far. And now you probably know the meaning of that tweet I did yesterday. Was that timing good? Did I do that music justice? Did I do the drop justice? I hope I did. Anyways, I hope you all had a good weekend so far. I spent yesterday just going out there and doing the whole post-Halloween candy pickup, and yeah, I made out like a bandit. I got so much candy on the cheap, and it was all the good stuff too. A lot of chocolate, a lot of fruit candy, and a couple of baked goods, so I'm set. I think I'm set for sweets for at least the rest of this month. Yeah, I hope y'all have had a good, relaxing weekend, no matter what you did. Hey, if this isn't a game made for you, I don't know what is. Oh man, no. Yeah, this is going to be... this is so right up my alley. Also, hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see you as always. How are you? Sounds like someone is stockpiling sweets. I know, right? I got a whole month I need to fill before the Christmas candy starts rolling out, right? I need to kind of, work my way through it somehow. One of the boxes I got was pretty funny because it was like giant cardboard coffin, right? It was a variety of chocolates as usual, but you open up the cardboard coffin and just like inside it is just like the 4 of the regular bags of candy that you might see in a supermarket or something, right? So it's like, it's all like, fancy set dressing and everything. I guess if you really wanted to reuse the coffin, you could just like open up the bags and then pour the candy in the coffin or something, but Any case, we are here today to check out Windblown, made by Motion Twin, the guys, some of the folks who previously worked on Dead Cells. It's like an action roguelite isometric, very fast-paced and rather uniquely has the option to play multiplayer. I'm not gonna cover that today, but yeah, we'll take looks at it in other ways, right? This game is now in early access for like a week or two, and man, it's got so much promise, man. There's a lot of stuff here, a lot of potential. Gotta love a novelty container, yeah. Even if it is like a one that's meant to be temporary, it's like I can appreciate the effort at least, right? I can at least appreciate that they went with presentation that was appropriate for the season. Give them that. And since it's cardboard, it's like it's perfectly recyclable, right? Once you're done with it, just throw it in a recycling bin. Windblown, aka one of Azure's super combos. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll blow them away, right? Just to summon up that giant typhoon, right? That giant vortex right there on the right. Okay. Enough prelude and preamble. We're gonna hit play. We're gonna jump in here. Look at that art, man. Look at those 3 folks just ready to jump in here. Anyways, we are here, the Ark. Think of this as like the hub zone, right? Like a good number of games tend to have one of these, right? The hub zone where this is your base of operations, where you can talk with the other members of your team, the other NPCs and such who run the various facilities. Already love it with the floof characters. Oh man, yeah. You know what? Yes, there is a ton of anthros in here. You will dig it, right? You can even talk to this fella here, Makaba, the facility's medic, and you can change your character, right? Currently, I am a guinea pig, but you can also pick from Axolotl, Basilisk, Bat, Pangolin, Intern, which is actually Dead Cells, from Dead Cells. Yeah, I dig that all the playable characters you can pick from are like species that you don't normally see as playable, right? It's like, no, it's not, cat, wolf, or fox. Well, I mean, it'll be cool if those are put in later, but I like appreciate that they have like some of these more uncommon types of species here, right? Oh, and Project 2501, which is I guess it's a spoiler. I don't know, but yeah, right. It's pretty cool, and it's all cosmetic, so you don't have to worry about any stats or anything. Just pick the character you want and get out there. Could rock a rouge outfit if you want that. You know what? You could. Actually, funny thing, I know. Apparently, the bat is actually canonically female, so that's like pretty cool, right? So anyways, here's Eprin. I guess he's like the leader of the pack. He handles like the general upgrades. Use the cogs you gather in runs, and then you go over here. This robot here named Friend Forever. He's the guy you speak to unlock stuff to find in subsequent runs. And this fella here, Kubrick, is just someone you just talk to again, right? Talk to them, get a bit of extra flavor. Over here's a person we had to save, Sigourney. They're just like keeping an eye on that vortex in the background there. So yeah, the whole story of this is that the setting is like it's a whole bunch of sky islands, and there's this vortex that's just going around and wreaking havoc. And the Ark is here to figure out what the heck is going on with this vortex and if there's any way to stop it. I also have this training dummy here where you can go ahead and practice your combos and stuff. And then you have Pietro, who runs the cannon. Oh, they also do multiplayer stuff. Anyways, this is where you would start a run. And this is a difficulty selector. You get this after like beating the game once, and then you can slowly bump things up. As the tag says, it's a work in progress. Okay. We'll get like one upgrade and then start on the run. Channeling some Cloud vibes there with that sword. I see what you mean, right? It's huge. Just kind of slinging it over the shoulder, all casual-like, much like Cloud would. I guess the difference is our fella here is like doing a couple one-handed swings. Also, it's a fish knife. That's right. It's not even a sword. That's just this in their world. This is just a knife. It's just a knife. Crazy as that. Okay. Let's get in here and show you the rest of the gameplay. And for the sake of the stream, we'll start with Golem Gardens, because that's where you would go on your initial runs. At least check out that sweet art again. I have to assume it's like temporary. So this is because of some upgrades I got previously, but you also get some options of other stuff you can kind of equip. Right, you get a selection of weapons and trinkets. Right, they're kind of like the Dead Cells items. They give you an additional ability, and they work on a cooldown. So, for example, I have the Frost Nova, which freezes enemies in a radius around me, and then the Death Orb, which is like a slow-moving projectile that multi-hits anything that gets in its path. And then this is the other part, the gifts. You can think of them like mutations from Dead Cells, but they're like major perks that can give you like significant buffs in some way or another. As you can see here, the number of slots you have to equip gifts is limited, so pick and choose wisely. We'll just get Deadly Refill for now. Right. And so the other big aspect of this game is your dash, right? Like most other games most games do have a dash option, but they tend to limit you in some way or another. The dash in Windblown is very fast and has a very short cooldown. You're almost encouraged to kind of just zip around the arena. Perhaps appropriately so, because as you can see, the enemies here are like pretty relentless. They will come at you, their attacks also have very, very slow wind-up, so you kind of have to know what you're doing. But yeah, you get out there, you do your combo, and you saw that giant shuriken I threw out. That's called like an alter attack. If you complete a combo with one weapon, then you can like press the other weapon button to activate like a powerful attack that tends to have like special effects and stuff. Ah, nuts. As you can see there, these enemies, they hit very hard too, right? I was at full health, and that one little hit brought me to critical. So they really emphasize, hey, you better get good at knowing when to get the heck out of there. Because you don't, you're gonna eat it super hard. It's not uncommon to like fall in maybe like the first or second combat area if you get too careless. Something to keep in mind. You like the little angry emojis from the enemies? It's cute. I like it too. Yeah, the other thing I'm doing is like when you bring the big enemies down to a certain amount, you'll see like that prompt pop up. They call that action crystallize, and when you see it, you just like press the trigger and you can just, you know, instantly kill them where they are. Also gives you a chance at dropping special materials that you might need to unlock new stuff in a subsequent run, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Alright. I think I'm actually gonna switch to the Raven Blade. This one has a pretty cool alter attack. I'm gonna finish this combo and then boom, just freaking somersaults, slash them. Got good iframes too, so you can kind of make your way through attacks. And all right, so this is the other thing, right? Much like dead cells, the stuff you collect on the field isn't guaranteed to be with you. You gotta get to one of those fish and drop them off. If you die without getting to a fish and dropping off the stuff, that's it. You lost them, right? You're gonna have to start another run and hope it comes back in the future. Loving the music too, yes! Oh my god. Like, the music is incredible. Like the person who composes it is Danger. They worked on music for other Motion Twin games as well, but yeah, they absolutely have not missed so far. There's just a degree of intensity that's present that really fits the mood, because, like, you know, as locked in as the music is, this game also demands that you have to be locked in all the time too. Yeah, once it reaches that peak, right? Once it hits like the vocal parts, it's like the peak intensity. You're just really feeling it. You're determined to fill up my playlist. Well, the soundtrack is available on Steam. All right. Yeah, there's a number of good tracks here. This is one of my favorites. I also like the title theme. Yeah, you know, I'll just pay 100 shells, grab this apple, heal 20% of my health. It's challenge time, so I gotta kill everyone without taking damage. Might be a tall order. Never know, right? one wrong hit at any point, and it's over. Hey, I pulled it off. Alright. Attack speed. I feel like that's like the stat you kind of want to aim for the most. Attack speed means your attacks go off faster, and if you're really focusing on alter attacks, it lets you do a lot more of those too. I was listening to that when I was waiting for the stream to start. Ah, nice. Yeah, it's part of the reason why I kept it on the menu, because the theme's so goddamn good. Really gives you the feel that this is gonna be some epic journey. You're in for something real dramatic. You'll probably also note that these areas do have a good number of secrets too, right? It's not just like a straightforward path. Sometimes you can find some things just like hidden behind certain pieces of scenery a little bit out of the way. Part of the reason why dashing everywhere can be useful too, because you might end up inadvertently dashing into like a secret zone that you might not even realize was there before. So if you're wondering why I'm just like dashing into edges and stuff, that's why. Whew. I thought they were gonna get a hit in on me. The pots are pretty fun too, right? Unlike other games where you might have to swing at them with your weapon to break them. Here, you just like run into them or dash into them and they'll go kablooey. I really encourage you to just like keep on the move. Okay. I'll get bleed, actually. This game has a whole lot of status effects and a whole lot of things that synergize with status effects. It does feel like they at least encourage you to spec in that direction if you wanna. Which I guess is nice. Imagine other games, it usually tends to be, you know, just pick raw DPS option. In this game, they at least are trying to make the other stuff viable. Should I get this one? Alright, I got enough. I got enough for one health flask recharge and this extra bleed procer, so yeah. Alright. So like the first few areas are special in that they'll give you 2 opportunities to like drop off any accumulated stuff, which is pretty nice because you imagine this is where you might fall the most, right? But where you're trying to figure out the way the game works, so at least give them a chance at a little bit of progress, right? Let them learn the consequences, but don't make it too severe. The old running gun technique, yeah. It's just like, no, keep moving, keep moving. We absolutely encourage you to keep moving. Don't have to worry about stopping too much if that's not your thing. The way the dash just like instantly cools down if you're going between gaps too is really nice. Anyways, here is the second area, the factory. As you might expect from a new area is a new set of enemies. Also zip lines. It's just a thing your character knows how to do, right? Just grab onto rope and slide down. Rope burn? Don't worry about that too much. Just assume, like, you know, their main character powers protect their hands from that. We love a good zip line, they're super fun, yeah. It's a degree of excitement, especially if you have like other stuff that they want you to do in that zip line. AKA the Uncharted effect. Ooh, grenade. Yeah, you know what? I'll swap that out. You were cool, Frost Nova, but need to bring in some new equipment here. Oh. Those lasers are crazy. You have to be extra careful around them because it can still nail you good while you're out there doing your sick combos. As far as like doing stuff while doing other stuff sequences go, I think my favorite one has to be from like Uncharted 2. There was like a part where Drake had to navigate like across a bunch of signs in like an abandoned urban area, and suddenly a bunch of enemies appears and he has to go like shoot them out while still hanging onto that sign for dear life. It's definitely made for an exciting firefight. Do you have a favorite moment like that? Ooh, should I maybe swap back for... Yeah, you know what, we'll bring back the Ninja Stars. Raven Blade was fun, but... Ninja Stars might have a bit more DPS. At the very least, it looks cool. Also gives me a ranged option, so I can just nail them from afar if I need to, right? Let's get more attack speed. Ooh, Katars. I wish I liked these weapons more, but I think they're like a bit finicky at the moment. Their whole deal is that you're supposed to like get behind an enemy to deal bonus damage, but sometimes it feels like that doesn't quite activate when you need it to. Oh, Mission 1 on Saints Row 3, holding onto that vault that was lifted from the bank while shooting at the SWAT teams. All right, I remember that. A good way to open the game. It's a big old heist that just gone horribly wrong, and it's like, oh snap. You really gotta hold them off while hanging on for dear life. That's actually a pretty good moment too, yeah. Also, we're in ad mode, apologies. Charge blade. Does have even more bleed. Yeah, you know what? Seems like bleed's gonna be my thing, so... Back when Saints Row was fun and totally over the top. 3 and 4 seems to be like the peak of the series. I guess Gat Out of Hell was like pretty decent for what it was too, but... You could see it, like, start to form around 2, and then 3 felt like where it was fully realized, and then 4 just kind of... Oh! Okay, sure. You know what? We take those insta-kills. 2 had a lot of love, too. Yeah, it did. Absolutely did. Oh, wait! This is the whole Charge Blades deal? Just push them off the edge? That's pretty fun, actually. Can ring them out! It's like we're playing Soul Calibur. I wonder if that means I don't, like, get their rewards, though. Oh! 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 You know what? We're changing weapons again, even if the additional effect is, like, completely useless now. I feel like this is the one you kind of want to keep an eye on. Oh! Maybe I should get this one as well, the Goo Bomb. Extra damage to bleed. Yeah, okay, that's worth sacrificing a bit of HP. Alright, but which one should I toss out here? Grenade has the short cooldown, but the Death Orb has the multi-hit. Also, Grenade refills faster, so I can launch it more often. You know what? We'll pitch the Death Orb. I got this at the start of the run, so it's not gonna be as potent. Wow, 6 years since we had the Soul Calibur. Oh my god. It really has been that long, hasn't it? Good lord. And it's the one that, like, brought the series back too, right? Like, it was pretty well received, everyone liked it. I just really hope that it's just on the back burner for now, right? Like, there's no way they would, you know, just, like, consider it done. That's, like, the most worrying part, right? I think 6 was supposed to be, like, the make or break, right? If it had not done well, that would have been it right there and then, but thankfully it wasn't. You know, Namco, Tekken is their cash cow these days. Yeah, that's true. Tekken does move a lot more, right? It's a lot more of a mover and a shaker. My friends always bring up, like, Tekken whenever there's a new one that comes out. I mean, they're currently working on supporting 8, right? Like, that's still being supported. Maybe give it a few more seasons. Maybe we'll see something there. For me, Tag Tournament was peak Tekken. I think a lot of people would probably agree with that. It was like either that or maybe 5 Dark Resurrection. I think a lot of people enjoyed 7 as well, right? Right, because 5 came after 4, right, which I remember correctly was like a divisive entry. Oh, and Tekken 3. How could I forget Tekken 3? I think most people would probably point to one of those. I think there might be a bit of love for Tag Tournament 2 as well, right? I would actually get complete crystallized. There is another gift out there that if I can pick it up, the synergy would be so completely absurd, it would kind of cause my DPS to skyrocket, so we'll take the gamble. Oh, here we go. We're at the boss. Oh my god. Just need you to prepare yourself for another round of really, really fucking awesome music. It's about to come. Love 3 for the Force mode and the volleyball. Ah, yeah. 3 also had like the bunch of alternate play modes that were all pretty well done. I know some people skip the intro, but I do not skip this intro. We need that proper intro into the boss here. Alright, let's fight the headbanger. So I think this boss, right, will, like, the first parts of the game will teach you that, hey, maybe don't forget the dash. Dashing is very important. And this boss, I think, here is to teach you that, knowing when to dash is also just as important, because if you're just, like, zipping around like a nut bar, you're gonna find yourself getting your butt kicked pretty quickly, especially when those, shockwave dumpers come out. But yeah, you can also take a peep at that music. This might actually be one of my favorite boss themes in recent memory, only because it just goes so hard. I mean, you've got the lyrics going on. I'm not sure if this is you know, an established language, or they're doing like this sort of the Nier style. We made a fictional language for the vocal parts, but it really, really fits the intensity of the fight you're fighting in. Ah, nuts. Much like the small enemies, you can also crystallize the boss if you get it to low enough health, but you kind of have to pay attention to the prompt. Ah, unfortunately we couldn't take out the head before they kind of fled off the ledge there, but you know what? We kicked its butt. We kicked its butt. That's what matters. Kind of looks like a roided up version of that brass robot that was in Return to Oz. Oh man. I bet it hits just as hard. Okay, necromancy is like one that I do appreciate. If only for its survivability functions. I think I might swap out leading trinkets for this one. Do that. Right, because the whole deal with necromancy is that, you know, it heals 4% of your HP. And, you know, in the kind of game that limits your healing by a lot, you'll take any, like, extra little bit you can get, right? Get ourselves another health flask here. Just pour it right into our flask. We can move on to the next area. What comes next? What comes after the factory, you might wonder? That's right, the rat village. It's just the progression of things, right? After you go to the factory, you just go to more pirate-themed area. Ah, look at that scenic shot. I like how they put these in here. Sometimes, right, just like change the camera view, give you a sense of what you're in for. Oh man, I think I got hit. I think the other thing that kind of ups the challenges of this game is that enemies tend to have like a lot of natural super armor, right? You can't just stun lock them with your regular combos. You gotta wait for an opening, or just like, you know, time your combo so that you do you know, hit them with the stun parts appropriately. Yeah, the thing I like having the beat bolt is that its alter attack is just like a singular aim strike, and it just goes anywhere, right? It'll hit enemies from pretty far away. So it's like a thing that just like goes off really quickly and just dumps a bunch of damage on. So that's why it's I feel like it's a weapon that's very viable for, like, you know, whatever kind of build you might be going for, melee or range. It'll complement it extremely well. Hi Azure, hello Boo Boo Goo. How are you doing? All in the timing, yeah. Gotta get that timing. Hey, look, another health flask. I will gladly take that since I only have one remaining. Oh, mini boss time. Yeah, you've seen these in the older areas too, but yeah, occasionally you'll fight against a large enemy that tends to have like an additional buff to them. So, like, for example, this one has reinforcement, so they'll take less damage. And also have just randomly drops bombs on top of you, so you can't really stay in one place. Not that you want to stay in one place, but now they're especially going those don't stay in one place. There's one particular, like, mini-boss variant that is super annoying. And it's one that, like, just summons a spiritual clone that fights alongside the mini-boss. And that one is super annoying because there's no way to attack that sort of, like, spiritual clone. You just have to kind of work your way around it. And, you know, depending on the kind of build you have, that might not be as viable as a tactic. Is that shield a cheese grater? You just blew my freaking mind. I was like, yeah, okay, shielded enemy, but I didn't really put any further thought into that, but I think you're right, that is a cheese grater. And dear God, that is such an appropriate thing to have for a rat faction. Oh boy, I'm not doing too hot. Ah! Like I said, you gotta be locked in, because the enemies have very little wind-up, and you know, you blink for a moment, right? You forget the dash for a moment, and they will completely nail you. But yeah, you die, you get transported back to the medical tent, and then it's a nauseous event, so that's why our little fella out here just coming out and just like, whoa. Nice thing about that is that, you know, if that's not your thing, they do have a no vomit option, which does change that animation, so that's pretty cool, right? Also, no screen shake. They said they'll add in more over time as, you know, as needed, so it's pretty cool, right? I like it. I like that. I like it when they account for people who might not like seeing certain things in games, right? It's like how we're seeing like an arachnophobia toggle for more games, right? The ones that tend to feature spiders are like, all right, we'll switch out the spiders for something else, right? It's like, yeah, so some people really don't like spiders, and it's nice that they're trying to, you know, at least pay some mind to them. I know there's some other games that have other options too, right? Like House Flipper has a setting that changes, yeah, House Flipper. They have the settings that you change to cockroaches. Yeah, if I remember correctly, they change them to glass, right? It maybe doesn't make that much sense, but, you know, it's something like, alright, you know what, brain goes, fine, whatever, as long as we don't have to do the other thing. We'll take it. For the sake of the stream, we'll change to another character. We'll give Axolotl a go here. Ooh, a weapon training rack. Probably get that. Is that just... Oh yeah, look at that. It's just here now. Ooh! They just let you, like, pick whatever. Okay, and you can change your primary and secondary. That's pretty cool. Okay, as you can see, there's a wide variety of stuff, right? They have different styles of attack, different conditions to trigger criticals, and other secondary abilities related to them. It's nice. I like it. I like when they have that sort of training area to kind of let you get a feel for things and maybe figure out what you should be aiming for and what sort of play style suits you the best, right? If only there was a filter for the rats in Amnesia Debunker. Ah, yeah. I think rats would be like the other thing that would give me heebie-jeebies. Oh, any sort of creature that just, like, you know, goes from 0 to 60 in just like an instant, right? You, like, see them, and then suddenly they go zoom! They go, like, zip away in some direction. Like, ah! I don't know why that... I don't know why that shakes me so much, but it does. Okay, we can unlock a few more things. Let's get this curse trap. One thing I like about this, and this also held true for Dead Cells. It's like the first time you unlock a thing, they'll give you a version of it to use, right? So you can at least have a chance of using it for a bit, right? Before you start throwing it into the pool. Especially since, you know, imagine the pool will get more crowded, and you might not see that thing you just unlocked for a while. So at least giving you a chance to have some fun with it, right? That's pretty neat. Do you see next year we're getting a new Fatal Fury and a new Doom and a Capcom Fighting Collection 2? Oh yeah! Yeah, Fighting Collection 2, that's the one that's gonna have like the Power Stone games in it, right? I'm super excited for that. And, oh yeah, Project Justice as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it's like mostly revolving around stuff that was like on the Dreamcast. So that's pretty cool, right? And yeah, new Fatal Furies. I know a lot of people are fans of that, right? After so many King of Fighters games, it's like, hey, SNK's put some more focus on their, more specific areas of casts, right? I know they've done Samurai Showdown recently, but it's good that they're focusing on their other series too, right? And the new Doom, yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages. Oh my God, I remember seeing the announcement trailer for that, and it was like, wait, what? Right? Storied FPS franchise usually has like a sci-fi bent to it, and now we're gonna go medieval, baby. And we're showing off some pretty crazy stuff too, right? Like one of the weapons they had, you just like shove a skull into it, and then you start grinding it, and you just like shoot the skull bits at enemies, and like, what the hell? That is so freaking metal. What the actual heck? I hope they got rid of the Tomb Raider style parkour. Man, I'm of mixed minds of that. It's like a cool idea, but yeah. Eternal really didn't do it too much justice, especially since they just separated the two segments anyway, right? It was like combat area, parkour area, combat area, parkour area. They didn't try to integrate it like Titanfall did. So yeah, if it goes, if they de-emphasize it, then I'm not gonna miss it. Maybe I get the shield too. Right, the shield. It's like the shields in Dead Cells. You try to time raising your shield, and then you can parry. And some people really try to make that parry playstyle work. Oh, that's pretty cool. You like raise your shield and then the dummy does like auto attacks. So they kind of facilitate shield training. That's pretty cool. A new Samurai Showdown. Okay, that's pretty cool too. It was nice. The last one came out a while ago now, but I know it was pretty well received, so I won't be surprised if they keep making new Samurai Showdown games. I know SNK was working on a bunch of other stuff too, right? Like they have that Metal Slug Tactics game coming out. I played it. I played a demo of that, and definitely manages to differentiate itself from other tactics games pretty well, so kind of looking forward to that. Okay. Let me try another run here. Let's go to the fungal swap. I wonder, will they let me keep the weapons I picked up from the rack, or are they gonna like just thrust the fish knife back on me? Okay, I got the fish knife again. So yeah, that really is just a testing range. That's fair, that's fair. If you could get, like, the weapons you wanted right out the gate, the game would be a lot less exciting. Like, the point of roguelites is to kind of, adapt with what you get, right? You're not always gonna get that loadout that completely works for you. Sometimes you just gotta work with something else, Not played that since the OG on PS1. So it has been a while. Also, a nice callback to what the car with the cannons to enter a new area. Alright, time to lock it. Huh. So the shield does have an offensive alter attack as well. Just an AoE slam. That's actually pretty cool. Nuts. We'll leave that alone. What you got for me? Every crystallized increases your damage by 2% for the rest of the exhibition. Okay. This was the gift I was talking about. Remember how in the other run I got that one gift that was like, now you can crystallize weak foes. This is the one I was looking for. You imagine you put these two together and you can just ramp your damage up to an absurd amount. It's still like pretty good if you can find it early in a run, but you just get that weak enemies gift and just, oh man, you get real good at crystallizing and things just start getting nuts from there. Looking for a new racing game. My car club and myself are retiring from Forza since we saw the next update livestream. Oh no! What did they introduce? I know this season they had the change from having a second car as your second prize to just having the backstage pass. Rather amusing part of it is that for the cars they have in the backstage so far, I have all of them, so it's like, oh no. I guess I could like keep porting the passes, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know if like any cars will turn up that I don't have yet, because Forza, because Horizon 5 was the one I actually played a lot, so. Every single prize car is Porsche. Oh. Also, no more live streams, they're just going to do it as patch notes on the website. Ow, man. End of an era. I suppose after... what is it, like 2-3 years of live streams? Oh my god, really a time challenge? This is the one where it feels like a toss-up, right? It's like either you got the build needed to really burst him down, or you're kind of boned because you don't got it. Like, this wouldn't be so bad if you only had to fight like one wave of enemies like you did with the no-hit challenge, but fortunately they make you fight like several waves, so again, either you get like good build to vaporize them, or kind of you're not getting it. You're not getting the challenge. Signs are there that it's winding down. Yeah, right. You can see it, right, with the backstage passes and the end of the live streams. And again, the game's had a pretty long tail support, so it makes sense. Maybe they want to redouble their efforts on, you know, continuing to support Motorsport and whatever other projects they might have in the works. 3-year cycle is a bit too long. I think in the case of Forza, it is nice that they put out so much post-launch support for it. I think the only thing that's like a bit of a bummer, that's like a good amount of it's temporary, right? They got all sorts of like cool, unique areas, like the car parkour zones and that coffee shop, and you know the Forza anniversary stages, but it's like they're only there for like the week or the month, and you know, barring reruns, you know, if it's not like a recurring thing, then well, that's it. It's kind of the thing that got me with Genshin as well, right? Because Genshin will also do the thing where, you know, during special events, they might redecorate a particular area for the occasion, but you know, once that event is done, everything goes back to normal, and you can't experience it again, and it kind of sucks. Oh wait, I want to swap out the shield. The shield's been fun, but Telepike has like a pretty cool attack too. Chinese New Year was my fave makeover of the map. The stadium looked so good. Oh man, it did. A lot of the stadium renovations were pretty on point, I'd say. Like the recent one they had with the maze, right? When they added the whole maze. You know, it wasn't the hardest maze, but it was pretty cool, regardless. And unless it's like, you know, one of the recurring seasons, well, you're not gonna get to see it again. Hey, this one I find interesting. It's like button leads to other button. I guess I can appreciate it in the sense that if you don't want to press this other button, you can just move on, right? You're low on health or supplies or time or something, you can just move on. But if you want to take on the additional enemy and get a hold of that chest, you can totally do so. Anyways, the spear is pretty fun as that sort of weapon that encourages you to stay at mid-range. Although its alter attack of just activating an AoE field around you, along with like AoE burst damage, is pretty rad too. Dang, okay, just take maximum health. At least they did something with the stadium. Most of the time, it's just there, yeah. Most of the time, it's just like a big, empty field. I mean, I get why they would design it that way, so that, you know, people who do, like, the event editing stuff have a big... you know, before they added Event Hub Island, that was one of the spots where you could just, you know, create some wild environments. I just absolutely love that them getting the gifts is just signified by your character just high-fiving the spirits. It's like a sense of camaraderie. It's like, hello there. Get over here and give us a high five, and we'll give you something cool for your journey. Given some tweaks and more props, the game would still feel fresh. It would, yeah. And to their credit, they have been adding a substantial amount of, you know, event lab related stuff. Ooh, kunai. Do I have 1,000 shells? Okay, I can afford one recharge. Not gonna worry about that. Let's go ahead and grab this kunai here. I won't worry about that one. Save the rest of our stash for later. send some stuff back to the Ark. Yeah, Paul, high five, fellow floof brother, yeah! I think there was like a character early on that actually used Rolfo Lamal in dialogue, and I thought that was pretty amusing. As you can probably tell by now, kunai might be my favorite main weapon. Its rangeness is hard to beat, and the fact that it just like naturally applies curse to enemies really gives it that edge in combat that I enjoy. I mean, sure, there's the little drawback of having like you know, pretty low DPS, but something I can put up with. It's why I like to pair kunai with a beat bolt, because that combo ender is kind of absurd. You know, barring that, you got other options. There are other alter attacks that work pretty well too. Ah, nuts. I couldn't avoid that one. Right, I could have avoided that one, but I didn't. Also didn't avoid that one for some reason. Thankfully, this game does seem to have like some sort of mercy rule that, you know, if the first time you're about to die, if you have above 1 HP, then they'll give you like, they'll leave you with just 1, give you like one last chance to get out of the way before you eat it super hard. Doesn't always kick in, but it's nice when it does. Can you upgrade them? As far as I can tell, there is no way to upgrade them at the moment. But yeah, whatever level the weapon drops at is usually what it is for now. If you want to get a stronger weapon, you'll have to swap it out. Thankfully, while DPS does help, it's not like, you know, a be-all, end-all. You can get pretty far in a run with like your level 1 weapons if you're adept at dodging, which admittedly I'm not, so I tend to compensate for having some stronger stuff. Oh, snap. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's good to just like hold the dash, because you might inadvertently dash into a secret area. Yeah, occasionally you'll find those wind currents that will take you to a special area where you can partake in an optional challenge, and... Oh, geez, okay. I've never seen that attack before. The hell? Unfair. You said you could just, like, spin your saw blades in a circle like you're a major boss or something. Another shield, but just take the shells for that. So you don't start out with the ability to just like recycle dropped items into currency. Gotta unlock that. Recycling is like always one of those tricky features because, you know, once you introduce it, you gotta like, you know, balance the economy around the fact that people are gonna be able to get additional currency because they're probably gonna, you know, recycle everything that they're not picking up, as they should. Why are you still alive? I thought I defeated you. Just hanging on by a thread there. They were like, haha, didn't actually take me out. I'm just gonna sneak over to this other corner here and just sucker punch him with my laser. They might have had me. They might have had me. Ooh, a new curse trap. Spawns a scythe, sure. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't have a Discord server yet. Maybe something I'll put up eventually. Hello, Adele Ava 22. Welcome. Thanks for checking me out. All in good time, yeah. Might be a bit. Discord servers tend to require a bit of maintenance and upkeep. That said, things are falling a bit more into place. I was like talking with some folks and we're getting like progress updates and it seems like things are moving at a reasonable clip. So I'm a little bit more confident now that maybe soon can do a live 2D debut. Looking forward to that. Oh, so am I. I think I need to start maybe concepting some stuff now too. In prep so I can really move forward with my plans and everything. So even the scythe gets like gifts revolved around it, so it almost feels like kind of like a kitchen sink when it comes to gifts, right? If there is some sort of thing that like gives you a status effect or something, there's probably gifts that can affect it, right? Like the scythe, it's an object, but they got some stuff that interacts with it and can make your sides better in a different way, and brutality, which is like kind of like a bonus damage buff. There's stuff revolving around that, and yeah, as you see here, stuff that revolves around curse. There's something here I want to pitch though. Oh, maybe I could like take out Trinket Mark. As decent as that was, I think the ability to stun people once curse pops will also be useful. I forgot I had the gift that increases the amount of damage I have based on the amount of bonus health I have, which makes picking the health option from those boosters a lot more viable, because I get more health and more damage. Oh god, another time challenge. Why you gotta do this to me? Granted, if this were a no-hit challenge, I would have also already failed. So, I guess it doesn't really matter in the end. I feel like even just like decreasing the number of waves to 2 would make this a lot more manageable. A gift slot. Okay, I got enough currency for that. Oh, I just realized I'm covering the part of the interface that shows how much currency I have. Well, I had enough. Alright, Headbanger, we meet again! For the second time today. Let's see if I can kick your ass again, or if you'll maybe get one on me. Ah, nuts. The fun part about that thumper thing, too, is that the Headbanger always shoots the laser. So some maneuvering, you can get that laser to the thumper and just, you know, take out. Oh wait, I'm out of flasks. Oh geez, okay. I need to lock in. Ah! I zigged when I should have zagged. Yes, yeah, that's the thing, right? Even if you figured out how the game works, doesn't pull its punches, and yeah, now you can see the vomit accessibility option, right? Just crawls out instead, just like a little bit, right? You get the implication, but maybe less of the sights. All right, we'll switch characters again. We'll go with the bat this time. Look how the bat is wearing shades, right? Like, haha, yeah, you know the phrase, blind as a bat? Right, or that. It's a nice touch. Right, not enough cogs to unlock anything new, but over here, leading criticals. Those ears are epic. They are some pretty large, floppy ears. Okay. Let me get the boomerang. And I guess the boing fish. So that's like the other piece of equipment you can get in a run. They're called Magi Fish, and you can think of them as like ultimate abilities in a MOBA. They're abilities that have really big effects, but they also have a really long cooldown in exchange, so it's all about knowing when to use them. Also, don't be afraid to use them, right? Yeah, this one's fun. You dash into the fish, you bounce up, and you do a little ground pound, slam into the ground. It's nice. It works as both like an offensive and a defensive tool. Kind of goes out and just... Oh! Alright. Just fire it out and then you can like do stuff with the other weapon. The alter attack is kind of nuts too. Oh my god. Looks like big AoE, just all at once. Alright. Let's give this a go on the field. Let's see how it performs. And yeah, we're gonna go back to the Golem Gardens. Ooh, goo brush. It's like a paintbrush, right? You can smack people with a brush, and funny enough, its attack is like both combinations of sword and, I guess, rapier. It's pretty neat. Oh. Okay, I might actually ditch the kunai for now. For the stream, we're gonna have some different weapons out here. Weak foes can be crystallized. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. I think there's an upgrade, arc upgrade you can get that lets you re-roll your choices for Fee of Shells, but I have not picked that one up yet. Should probably do it soon. I imagine the shell costs for re-rolling are going to be pretty big, though. It'll probably be something like 100 or 200. Really just emphasize, hey, just try to make do with what you got. Oh man, I was hoping there was something back here. Alas. I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes, right? This might be another instance where rerolls come in handy. Just reroll that until I get, like, attack speed or damage. Just gonna recycle that. I still need to remember that. I have a boomerang. Right, chuck that out for some extra damage. Beat Bolt, my beloved. But we're just gonna stick with the boomerang. It's fine. I'll go on more runs in the future. Hey, look, secret behind the waterfall. You know, always check behind the waterfall. Ooh, 40% of my HP. I don't quite need that. There's our attack speed. Sadly, I have to head off. I'm driving the full length of the country tomorrow. Manchester to Southampton, then up to Glasgow, and overnighter. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Rest up. Go rest up, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good luck on your drive. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, we're gonna get this extra gift slot, and then we can actually circle back and maybe pick up that golden apple. Have a good night. Yeah, you have yourself a good one, too. Best of luck on your trip again. 20 seconds. It's almost like they're taunting me for not getting the Beat Bolt Kunai combo. Man, wouldn't that have been embarrassing to eat it super hard while I still had like 4 flasks remaining. This game is in early access, so there's plenty of opportunities to modify things as they need it. In fact, they do have plans on that. So one of the things they have about multiplayer is that there is this sudden death mechanic, where if like one of your teammates just like dies, then every other teammate goes into a state where the next hit will just kill them. Right? They'll be killed, no matter how much HP they have. And the only way to kind of get rid of it is to kill enough enemies, and that will also revive your team member. It's something that's like not so bad when you're just like running through the stage, but in boss battles, that's like practically a run ender right there. And a lot of people are like not fans of that, understandably so. And Motion Twin has also stated, okay, yeah, we hear you. We know you're not like the biggest fans of it either. You know, I understand their reasoning for having it in there. They really wanted to emphasize the whole teamwork aspect and trying to, encourage everyone to like, not suck at the game and things like that. But yeah, sudden death in like its current state just doesn't feel good, right? If you're the person who dies, then you like feel bad because you're gonna cause everyone else to kind of get wrecked super hard, and if you're the one who stays alive, then it sucks to have done well, but just because like one of your friends made a mistake and now everyone's gonna have to pay the price for it. But as I said, Motion Twin has stated that they are looking to change it in some way, so here's hoping they find something workable, right? Something good as a replacement. Attack speed. It's like another funny thing. The fish knife that you always start a run with, right? It's a surprisingly valuable weapon. I think I said it already, but the fact that its combo is super simple and its critical trigger is also very straightforward means it works pretty well if you want to use it for sort of an alter attack build or just maybe a critical focused one. The fact that its combo comes out really at least quicker than most other weapons. Again, lets you pop off alter attacks quickly as well. Okay, I might actually swap out the weapon now. We'll switch to the eye blade. Look, it's got eyes. Bit of a heavy weapon. And its alter attack is just... It's gonna swing forward. We're just gonna smash whatever's in front of us. Unfortunately, you have to be a bit careful with that one because it doesn't have as many iframes as you would hope. So there's a very, very good chance that you might inevitably, you know, just like dash into an attack that causes you to eat it super hard. Whew. Man, we have so much space. Lead applications +1. Oh, well, we do have that. Yeah, we'll just get heavy bleeding. Maybe we can hope to get that one gift that lets weapons just apply bleed. What I seem to notice is that they won't offer you certain gifts unless you have like some way to make use of them. So like for example, all the gifts that kind of like, you know, provide additional benefits to curse, they won't show them, they won't offer them to you unless you have like, you know, some sort of way to apply curse. Right? You either have the kunai or some other gift that lets you apply curse. I think that's nice, right? It's like less likely you're gonna get screwed over because you just don't have what's needed to take advantage of it. Alright, I got 2 flasks. Maybe I'll just go for the gift instead. If only I didn't need that golden apple earlier, maybe I could have afforded the other health flask. It's fine. All I had to do is, like, not get hit, you know? Just don't get hit. Taps forehead. I feel like those laser enemies are like especially there to kind of teach you, hey, you can't just like attack willy-nilly because they will still sap you of your health even while you're out there like just doing your animations and stuff. Alright, play smarter, not harder and stuff. Okay, you're the one that can like do the rotate and stuff, right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Even though that was an alter attack, doesn't have quite the iframes that some others might. Oh, do I want to get this? Yeah, maybe I will. Swap out the eye blade for it. And, might actually just switch to using shuriken as my primary. Keep it ranged, baby. Yeah, the shuriken's whole gimmick is that criticals will only proc if you're far enough away from your enemy. They used to be a lot more finicky. Like early on when I was using them, I noticed a lot of the attacks would miss, but I guess they must have improved their accuracy, because I can find myself, you know, actually hitting my enemies from far away, so that's nice. I want a gift, or do I want cogs? Hey, you know what, let's go for the gift. Cogs won't mean anything if I can't get to the fish to drop them off, right? Get that other gift that increases my damage for each time I crystallize, that would be perfect. Alright, what are you gonna give me? Oh, bleed? You know what? I can dig that. Got stuff that benefits off of bleed. I might actually ditch that curse gift now. depends on how much bleed stuff I can turn up. The way they've improved the shuriken's aim is pretty funny, right? It's like it just travels along the path, and I guess if it's close enough in that, then the shuriken will just kind of correct itself into that direction. I wonder if that's like a temporary fix, or if that's the one they're sticking with. I'm fine with it either way. It's just kind of funny to watch. That's the one other attack that can get me if I'm like especially careless, because the saw blades will sap your health very quickly. Right? It's not like the laser where it does a little bit amount of damage and you can kind of get away before it really takes a chunk out of your health. Right, you saw that alter attack of the paintbrush. It just like can completely iframe the charge from the giant fist bot. Right, compare that to the charge blade, where you imagine I go through that attack and that robot would still be able to punch me in the face. Do I want the shot? You know what? We'll go for the cogs. I only have like 300 shells. Oh god, not the ghost. Like I said, this is the one I have the most trouble with. Because you have no way of interrupting it, so you just gotta work around it. Can be a bit to keep track of. In a game that throws a lot at you and kind of requires you to be locked in a lot. Sometimes you get moments like that. Oh, hey! Secret shop. Alright, 400 shells, so I can only afford one of these things. Do I want 25 cogs? Or do I want another health flask? Or maybe I want a bomb? Ah! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Who are they kidding? Don't get me wrong, they're useful, but my current trinkets are working pretty well as it is. I got two flasks. I think I can work with that. Unfortunately, when you see the shop like that, you only get one opportunity to pick up the stuff you want, right? Use it or lose it. I really hope I can find another ranged weapon soon. Goo. Do I want to replace it? Yeah. Size plus 100%, so larger blast radius. Not to mention the goo will persist for a bit too. Right, it's not like freeze where it only persists for a little bit and it goes away when you hit the enemy. It's useful no doubt, but hella blast radius. Believe me, the time challenge is like totally possible. You just need like a really, really intense burst damage build to kind of stand a chance at it. Kind of crazy seeing the size plus 100% modifier and it's like that giant explosion of paint everywhere. Beat bolt! Critical damage plus 80% but other damage. Whatever, don't care. My range combo ender right there. We're about to pop off. Raven Blade, nah, I don't give a crap. Oh man, right before the boss too. Okay. Let's see if this will be the one. We're 1-1 so far. Let's see if I can get one in on it. Headbanger. Will Headbanger win this best of 3? I don't think I can, like, just state how much of a rush this boss is when you're trying to figure it out. The fact that it just, like, comes at you is almost non-stop. And you got this music just, like, also going super hard. I think it just, like, captures the mood of the fight super well. You're facing off against this enemy that just seems nigh unstoppable, but if you can figure out what you need to do, you lock in, you drain its health, you can come out on top. It's a really, really satisfying fight. Backstabs, really? I don't know if there's anything I want to pitch, although plus 40 damage against mini bosses and bosses is nothing to sneeze at. Maybe I'll take out crits. Or no, I have the shuriken, which would be a great benefit. Ugh. As much as I don't want to do it, maybe I'll actually pitch complete crystallize. This is similar to a game that I play. It's called like Flux, right? If you don't know what Flux is, it's a card game where you have these things and this other thing called goals, and a good number. And the way to win the game is to complete one of the goals, and a good number of the goals will usually require you to have some combination of things, and the thing about Flux that you learn pretty quickly is to not hang on to things, right? You know, you might see a goal like rotate out, and you're like, oh man, if I just hang on to this thing, maybe that goal will rotate back around, but you really can't do that because everyone else is, you know, also working towards completing a goal, so yeah, you gotta keep adapting, right? You gotta change things out in preparation for what might come or for what your opponents might do. And I feel like that kind of applies here too, right? Like trying to hang on to complete crystallize and the off chance that I might get the gift in the future that boosts my damage when I get crystallized. Like, don't get me wrong, the synergy would be super sick, but what if I don't get it, right? Like, this is still useful in a way, but I got this other gift just like staring me in the face that does have a better use, even if it is also situational, right? I might actually swap things out here. All I'm saying is that I probably shouldn't hang on to complete crystallize. So there's a long way to say maybe I shouldn't hang on to it. That being said, if I do find kunai, then... Oh wait, but I got the health flask. Damn it! That That's a good effect too. Duplicated to each nearby target. This is why you should also maybe browse the entire shop before picking stuff up. Oh well. Live and learn, as they say. Hey, Shuriken's still a good weapon now, but... I can just hope that I find Kunai out in the field, right? Maybe this health flask will actually save my keister. Kind of hear very faintly in the background, so I'm going, hey! Just found that pretty fun. Now, even with like the improved, Shuriken aiming, there's still moments where it kind of goes like way off course and like, oh man, kind of need to figure out how to aim it. I guess it's probably tricky to find that balance between requiring the player to actually aim the weapon and making sure it's not like the hardest thing in the world to do. Oh, snap, secret area. You seem not too bad. Watch as I get my ass kicked by this. Oh my god! That's why you never underestimate your opponent. Especially if you've never seen them before. Fish knife. I think I got enough attack speed that Shuriken actually feels pretty good now. It's pretty cool. Okay, that enemy is also annoying. It's like if you let them, they will catch you in their trap, and they will also heal themselves, but as long as no one is around, their attack ends up being like more of a detriment to them. We have 500. Screw it. I'm going the weapon route. Maybe I'll get some kunai. Another advantage of having ranged weapons. I think I kind of go to town on the shield enemies while they're trying to, well, they're doing their attack animations. No problem. Oh, I gotta go. I miscalculated that range. Kunai! Crit damage plus 40. Doing it dropping it in. Yeah, that's usually the weapon set I go for. Deep Bolt plus Kunai. Kunai's curse application just feels like it's pretty hard to beat. And Deep Bolt's just like singular, big, huge redonk-a-donk attack is also very hard to beat. Hit me. That absolutely should have hit me. Oh, another Ice Sting. Right? When you gotta make a choice at any point, you just bring up your inventory, see what you got. Okay. Lets you make a better informed decision. God. Don't know how much I need that right now. Oh! Freeze is pretty big. Size plus 100. I think holding him in place for a bit longer is of more benefit to me. Alright, no damage challenge. Unfortunately, we gotta deal with that pirate with the kind of ridiculous dash attack. But, you know, as long as I'm locked in... Fuck. Well, you know, it happens sometimes, right? Sometimes you cannot lock the fuck in. I'm out of flasks, too. Timing could not have been more perfect. Nice thing is that the combos still go off even if you don't hit anyone, so can be to your benefit just like start the combo while the enemies are spawning, so that right when they spawn you can just like launch an alter attack right away and maybe tilt the numbers into your favor. Team's curses reduce foe damage by 2% per stack, and 40% during final curse. That might be useful. Might actually swap out bleed critical since I don't have as much use for that now. Screw it. Yeah, let's do it. Play this game long enough, you can kind of get a feel for when you're gonna get the crystallized prompt. And even if you don't, the game's pretty generous with like animation cancels. So even if you're in the middle of doing another attack, as long as you slap, as long as you mash that trigger, you'll be able to get your crystallize in. That was one of the uses of the goo effect, right? If I didn't have that goo there, that rat shielder would have been able to kind of swing their way towards me, but thanks to that, I was able to keep them back. If we didn't face off against the other mini-boss of this area, probably for the better, because that boss has got some nutso attacks. Actual heck was that? Yeah, I guess in exchange for kind of like the absurd timing attacks, you instead have to face off against Shmup, the boss. Whew! I should not be alive right now. Increased final final curse duration, or duplicate weapon hits. Wonder if I should get that. Does duplicate hits mean that the stacks like the everything apply even faster? Kinda wild if it does. But the damage plus 40% against mini bosses is like not something to sneeze at. I'll just take 60 shells. This hot spring is nice, right? Like the end of each area, you can just get in here, get all your health back. And as you might expect, on higher difficulties, they start restricting the amount of times it shows up. I should have saved that gift slot. Fuck me. Oh well. At least I can get myself a health flask recharge. And who knows, maybe a gift will appear in the next area. At least we'll get to see that. I was worried that I might not be able to do well enough to get here, but we're gonna be able to reach it. The final area of the early access release. Incubator. This music is pretty cool too. Yeah, so the whole deal with this area is that like all the enemies are kind of jacked to heck and back, and you'll have these I guess incubators here that might have something in them, right? They might have an enemy, they might have cogs, they might have bombs, they might have absolutely nothing. The best part is if you do not care, right? Save for like very few instances, you could just pass them by, and trust me, discretion is the better part of valor, especially because some of these enemies are pretty nuts if you don't have a good loadout. I guess they changed the way it works. It used to be like if there were no enemies present, period, these chests would open up. But I guess now, if you want to crack at the chest, you're gonna have to open up all the capsules and see what's in there, right? Saw that capsule blew up, and the chest was like, all right, you satisfied the requirements. But if there was an enemy in there, you would have to fight it. You would have to fight it and kick its butt before you could get a shot at it. So here we go. First proper fight against an enemy. There's a reason why this. You will see in a bit. There's a reason why this place does not have small enemies. It is all big enemies, and they don't throw a lot of them at you. Oh! I'm glad this one still has extra size, because it makes replacing it a very easy decision. And it refills 20% faster. And the tentacles, are that like the destructible of this area? Interestingly, to note, they can hit you. They can hit you and damage you, so you gotta be careful about that. Thankfully, you can just like dash into them as usual to take them out. Not sure if you can just like run up to them, but oh man, do I want to sacrifice 60 health for this? Duplicated to nearby targets, but this comes with increased attack speed, which will let me fire off even more alter attack beat bolts. I do have a health flask, so we're gonna do it. We're taking the risk. Yeah, swapping it out. Yeah, even with the minus 20% attack, the new set of kunai are still better than my old one. Yeah, we're just gonna pass on by. No. You gotta pick your battles. That does make me wonder, though. Does attack speed still have a cap, right? Like, I have, like, the natural 45% attack speed boost and the 40% from the kunai, but does that still cap at 60? Or is this, like, some sort of multiplicative enhancement, where the 40 and the 45 kind of multiply together? Ooh, and this is where the duplicated hits might be a hindrance. Like, just about every enemy here is like a goddamn mini-boss. It's pretty wild. To just eke out whatever little damage we can. This enemy, too, might be one of the more dangerous ones. Because attacks always kind of have like that staggered effect, where they'll hit an area and then they'll hit a slightly larger area, and you just gotta be on top of it. You gotta know what's going to happen. Whatever is in that chest is probably not worth it. Almost conversely, these tentacles are probably the easiest to deal with, because seems like their main thing is to just, like, come at you, and if it's close enough, it'll slap you. It'll try to slap you. I have an empty gift slot, and I have not found a gift for it yet. I hope I can get one soon. Which I have 500. Should I forsake the boost for a chance at what they might have? Yeah, let's do it. It's the final area. Ah. Well, at least they have a flask. Wasn't completely for naught. You know, those tentacles used to be glitched. If you tried to crystallize them, they would, for some reason, just stay alive and then just move in the direction they were moving until they got to the edge and they wouldn't die. I could just go, couldn't I? I don't even have to fight them. I can just go. It's not like there's anything there stopping me. Screw the weapon. Let's keep on moving. Kill enemies without taking damage. Alright, it shouldn't be too bad. Again, don't get too confident, because there's always a chance that you might screw things up. You know what they say about overconfidence, right? Kinda fucks with you. Can't afford anything here, but the fact that there's a shop, yep, there it is. The boss, okay. Well, I'll at least get to see this. And I only have the one flask, so let's see how this goes. So the deal with this is that you just gotta pick, like, you're gonna have to fight all three, but you have a choice of which ones you want to fight, and they all have, like, you know, their set of attacks that they do, and it goes in a progression too. So, like, you know, the first one you fight is gonna be pretty easy to take down, but as you go through the numbers, the next ones will just, like, start getting stronger over time. The way the thing just, like, freaking explodes too. Really gives you the feel that, oh man, you're facing off against some unprecedented foes here. Much like any boss. It's about eventually realizing your openings, right? Realizing when is a good time to let loose with your attacks and when you should just be playing dodge attack. I think this boss has a nice feel of desperation to it too. It's like you're facing off against these folks that are somehow very similar to you. They are probably just as cracked. If you're not careful, they will totally kick your butt. You guys aren't too bad. They have, like, maybe one or two patterns, but they do hit very hard, so you have to lock the heck in. This whole entire game is just about locking the heck in. If you don't lock the heck in, you're gonna find yourself on the receiving end of pain, like, very often. Ah, nuts, I missed a crystallize. It's fine, it's fine. They're low on health. Two more combos should do them in. Just have to, like, not whiff them. Whew! Alright. One more. It's gonna be the biggest, baddest foe yet. Gotta do the shockwave thing. Alright, I should probably, get my health back. Yeah, this one I usually save for last, because their patterns are, like, at least for me, they're the most manageable. Right? They got two attacks. Well, I guess two sequences, I should say. Right? They do the thing where they kind of shoot lava pools out to the side, and then shoot a bunch of bombs, and then throw down one giant bomb with a shockwave, and then they have this other phase where they just kind of shoot homing fire spirits at you. But that's kind of their whole thing, right? That's as most as they do. As long as you can kind of manage that, you've got the fight in the bag. Granted, it's a lot to ask for, right? It's a lot to ask to kind of lock it in this hard. Especially when the boss still kind of hits like a boulder. I'm not sure how this fight works in multiplayer. Do you still, like, fight them one at a time, or do they just all come out all at once? I would not be surprised if this, like, turned into a 3-on-3 if you had, like, a full co-op squad going. One thing I can, like, really appreciate from this game is that they give you plenty of ways to kind of interrupt the enemy, right? Like, you see how I just, like, keep tossing the grenade when it does its one thing to kind of knock it out of this sequence when I can. Because, you know, the homing spirits are almost, like, ridiculously easy to kind of manage by comparison. Does feel like I am learning the range of this thing, though. Uh-oh. I fucked up. I fucked up! Just let him do the fire spirit sting. I feel like I'm gonna mess that up. I'm gonna just get caught in an explosion of them and just screw up the fight. Whew! Okay. Oh my god. But yeah, the fact that the fights go as long and as hard as they do makes the victory is so much more satisfying. Also, you see that cryptic line, "Welcome home, brothers." What could they mean by that? They gasp. Insert shocked emote here. Or maybe no weighing. I guess that's what you do on Twitch, right? You just put in no weighing. But yeah, you go over here, back to the Ark, because that is the end of the run for the early access, right? You've conquered the storm for now. And a little thanks for getting this far. And hey, maybe share the game, drop a review, talk about it. We're gonna do more with it. Stick around, just watch us. Right, and then the game goes on as if you died, which I guess you kinda... Let's go switch over to the penguin. I'm not gonna do another run. I think that'll do it, but... is there something I can pick up here, perhaps? Ooh, maybe I should get reroll. Just pick that up for future consideration. I feel like I might be kind of finding most of the stuff they have to offer here, because I'm not, like, you know, getting too much in the way of new memories or new weapons or anything like that, so... Yeah, this game, it's got so much potential, right? The basic mechanics already feel super solid. There's definitely a hang-up here and there, but hey, early access, it's to be expected. And, you know, Motion Twin's probably hard at work at ironing things out and figuring out what to introduce next. Alright. Gonna just go back to the title screen because you know, just maybe listen to this menu music as we wrap things up. But yeah, that's Windblown. It's real good. It's real good. I think much like Dead Cells when it first came out, right? Like this game has got potential, and I'm excited to see what comes next. We'll definitely be coming back to this in a few updates, and then we can go through all the new stuff, and I can't wait. I'm just glad, right? Both of the studios that worked on Dead Cells, they're going on, right? It seems like they're both in good spots, right? Motion Twin obviously working on Windblown, and Evil Empire, the folks who primarily did all the DLC stuff. And there's actually like offshoot of Motion Twin, if I remember correctly. They're going on to make the Rogue Prince of Persia, which I did play a couple months ago. That's also at a good spot, I feel. But yeah, I'm so glad that these two companies are still continuing to do stuff, and they're still continuing to do it well. It's a rare thing to see, I think, in these times, so glad at least these folks are doing well. But yeah, for now, I think I'll go ahead and call it here. Yeah, it's a bit of a short stream, but yeah, you've seen a lot, right? I've seen a lot of what this game has to offer, so I think it's pretty comprehensive nonetheless. In any case, thanks to everyone who came by and hung around and chatted, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Wednesday. I have not decided on the game to play then. I'll figure something out by Monday, so yeah, I hope you look forward to that. Let's look for someone to raid. I'll see who is available to raid. Probably have options. I'm going to have options. It's a weekend afternoon. I wonder how people are like handling the time change. Usually falling back is not the problem. It's when you gotta like spring forward, right? That's when things start getting tricky. Yeah, so like the loss of an hour, that's gonna mess things up. And the fact that you gotta compensate for that, right? You gotta make sure you're not late to things that would normally be on time for because of the hour forward. Oh, you know what? I found someone. We can go to them. See if they have raids enabled. Alright, they're showing up. So, looks like they have raids. Looks like they're still going to be playing for a bit. Okay, raid message! What should our raid message be? Not feeling particularly inspired for... My brain's maybe a bit fried because I have to concentrate so much on Windblown, so we're just going to keep it simple. Wind raid! And we are going to be raiding... We will be raiding... Less Console! Because they raided us a few times. They're playing Destiny, so... Yeah, it's another game that requires you to lock the fuck in, but maybe in a different way. Anyways, let's give them our support. If you're joining in the raid, give them Wind Raid. And if not, have a good rest of your weekend. I'll see you next on Wednesday. Take care. Does anyone else like do that thing where they listen to a piece of music from a video game and that kind of like just inspires them to maybe buy the video game or play it in some way or another? So I feel like that happens to me every now and then. Like I was gonna get Windblown, but the fact that the music is such a banger might have moved me to pick it up sooner. Like you should go back and listen to the trailers they had before. The music they've put out there is pretty good. And side note, the trailer music is also featured in their soundtrack. Just saying. Alright, see ya.